This has definitely been a good month for me. Let's jump straight into things right after the intro.
Montavio, dun 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 dun, Montavio, dun 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 dun, Montavio, dun 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 dun.
Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk to you about some things about Tesla and more specifically Tesla's stock. Right now, Tesla's stock is blowing up. It's going up crazy. In the middle of this year, it was like something super low, like 150, and now it's up to like $542. And I've actually been able to use this stock to actually profit on. Let me just give you a little bit of backstory. This month was my first month really trading stocks, and how I got started was actually thanks to Cash App. I'm not sponsored by Cash App, but they do leave you a referral bonus if you send some money or whatever it is. I'll leave it in the description below. But basically, Cash App has recently allowed, I believe this year, you to buy as little as $1 per stock. Cash App has allowed you to buy as little as $1 and invest it into stocks by buying split shares or whatever you want to call it. So basically, a split share is the same thing as a stock. It's just you just buy a certain amount. You don't have to literally buy that whole stock. I've been using Robinhood. I haven't really been using Robinhood, but I've had Robinhood downloaded for a couple years, I believe now, and it's always really daunting when you're first starting out and the stock is like $400 and you're like, I don't know anything about this. I don't want to just invest $400 and possibly lose it. But the good thing is that the Cash App allows you to not be as scared as the typical stock investor with investing as little as $1, just like I said earlier. So I took that Cash App, I downloaded, I already had it downloaded because I sent money to people on Cash App. So I took that Cash App and then I went to the stock page and I just typed in Tesla and other stocks and I scrolled around, got used to how the settings and stuff worked, and then I invested $70 into Tesla. So that was, I think it was January 3rd. January 3rd, I invested $70, and then within a few days, I had made $6. So the stock went from, my investment went from $70 to $76, and I was pretty excited because this was my first time really investing in stock aside from Bitcoin. Like a year ago, investing like $40 or whatever I invested, something small like that. But I invested $70 into Tesla because I thought Tesla was a good company. It's gonna go up, you know, I might be able to make some money. And if I lose something, you know, it's not gonna be much. What, $20 or something? $70 if I lose everything? It's not much. So I started off small. And then once I made $76, I pulled out my money to see how fast I could get it. And I think I got it within the next business day. So it was pretty quick. I think they took a little percentage, might have been like $1 or something. So maybe I made $5. And then I invested $100. And then it started going up. The stocks were like going up and down, but I just left it in there. And then it started going up. I started making more money. And then I invested $200 onto Tesla. And then I wanted to get more diversity in my portfolio. So I went down the list of stocks and I just looked at the timeline, basically from start to finish, and where the growth was. If it was a constant, incline, like most of them were, I would say probably like 70% of the stocks I looked at, and I mainly looked at big companies like Visa, Apple, Netflix, and stuff like that, for example. And it seemed like a trend. They were constantly going up. No matter how many times they had up and downs, the average always ended way higher than the beginning. So I thought to myself, if I invest into stocks and I invest into decent ones or good companies, then eventually I'm going to come out on top, even if you have to leave your money there for 10 years or something like that. Now, I didn't want to do that, so I saw that Tesla's stock was going up rapidly, and it was very violent. So I put more money on Tesla, and eventually I kept making profit to the point where I invested $5,000 to $7,000 in stock in Tesla just this month. So within 20 days, I went from investing $70 to $7,000 in worth of Tesla stock. Now, in those 20 days, the stock went from like 400 to like 540. I think I invested $5,000 worth of stock at $542, where the stock was just crazy high, and it was the most money it's ever been to, which is a big risk. Usually you don't buy at record-breaking highs. Usually you buy at record-breaking lows. So when the stock goes up, you know, you'll make a lot more money. But I kept telling to myself, like, hey, I could either sit on the sidelines and I could watch the stock keep going up and wait till it goes down, which who knows, it might not ever go back down again. It might just keep climbing, which I think because of what Tesla is doing with their autonomous Uber fleet about to come out, with all of their autonomous semi trucks about to take over the market, with their electric autonomous Cybertruck about to come out and smash the market, with all of their gigafactories, with them breaking ground in Germany literally today or yesterday. You know, there's so many things about Tesla that puts it so much higher than what people might think it actually can be. And knowing this, I think that Tesla stock can be as great as Amazon, if not greater, just like Alphabet, at close to $2,000 per stock. And then I've been watching a lot of investors talk about Tesla, and just recently, a couple of the investors, the bulls, they call it. Bulls are people, if you didn't know, that invest a lot of cash, and bears, if you didn't know, are people that sell a lot. So when they refer to bears, they're talking about people that sell the stock, and when they refer to bulls, they're buying up a bunch of stock. And then when you refer to shorts, you're talking about people that buy and then sell right away to make a quick profit instead of long-term investing and keeping your money there. So I wanted to be a short because when a stock is violent like Tesla has been, you could easily make a turnover a quick bit. And if you want to make a quick buck, I have a link in the description. I'm going to link below, or the pop-out tab up there, with my video on how I made $50 from Bitcoin within a few hours. That's a very violent cryptocurrency. You can make a good amount of money on there as well. But as for Tesla, so I invested all of that money, and after about 20 days, so let's say January, I think it was 17 days. January 3rd, I started, and in January 20th, I had in total, it was, I might add a screenshot here. It was $7,300 something. So it was about $7,400 worth of investment on Tesla. And then I actually had only invested about $6,800. So I made about $500, maybe $600 within 17 days of owning Tesla stock. And this is just my first time. I'm no guru, I'm no investor, I'm no anything. I just looked at the trends, and I did some research on the companies and did some research on what analysts are saying, and just put my money where my mouth is. Worst case scenario, I told myself, I might lose a few $100s, you know, I might lose 20 bucks in the wake of gaining some profit, maybe $2,000. But hopefully it keeps going up. The bad part is, instead of wanting to sell my stock and get my money back and get the profit, I want to keep it there because I feel like, and I'm pretty sure that Tesla's going to just keep going on an average rate all the way to maybe 2,000 or even more, some investors are talking about. So if you want to start stocks, I highly suggest downloading Cash App, so you could put as little as $10 like I did on other apps. Aside from Tesla, I bought $100 worth of Apple stocks. I bought a bunch of $10 worth of different stocks just to get a variety and get more practice on the stocks and stuff like that. I bought like Petroleum, Visa, and stuff like that. And I'd say probably the main companies I bought that I really thought were good, most of them started making a profit right away. And just a lot of the smaller companies that I didn't really know too much about, they started losing me like $1 off that $10 and stuff like that, just some cents. Of course, the bigger you put down, the more risky it becomes. So keep in mind when you're buying stock, it is kind of like gambling, but if you're putting your money in a big company and it's the right company and it's got a good trend, long-term investment might bring you a lot of money. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully this added some value to your life, and hopefully you start practicing on the Cash App or any other app that has a low barrier of entry. I'm curious, what do you guys feel like you want to put your money on? What do you guys feel like Tesla's gonna go up to? Let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Don't forget to subscribe.